everyone, welcome to my channel, The Magical Maven. My name is Heather, and today is a general reading for the sign of Capricorn, whether it's your sun, moon, Venus, or rising sign. This is for December 2019. However, it is a timeless reading, so whenever you are drawn to this video is when you're meant to receive their messages. It is a collective reading, so not everything might resonate for you, so if it doesn't, just leave it behind. However, the energies could come through, past, present, future. Also, I do want to note that I don't read reversals. I go by intuition. So even with a certain card, there might be a message I get that has nothing to do with the card. So I just go by intuition. And all the cards right now are facing me, except for your sign in the middle, Capricorn. So when I go to each house of the zodiac, so all these cards, one card for each of the 12 houses, and I do have a bonus card under your sign. And I have a card to clarify for each as well. So when I'm talking about a certain house, I will move the cards towards you and the camera so you could see where we are at. Also, I did pull some oracle cards from the Tea Leaf Reading Cards and Blessed Be deck to see what your blessing is coming. And I will be doing an extended reading, so if you're interested in that, the details will be in the description box below. And I will be using the Gilded Tarot again, and also the Heal Yourself Oracle cards, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins, Angel Answers, and Romance Angels. So we'll go deeper into certain things that came up in this reading. So if there are certain things that maybe weren't clarified, we'll see what comes up in the extended. So let's jump in. So your first house of self, we have Three of Cups and Ace of Wands. So when I saw this card, even though it is the card of celebration, I actually heard the song Celebration. So I feel like a lot of you will be feeling positive in this upcoming month. And whether that's, just feeling internally, like you're feeling good, you're feeling on top of the world, you have a lot to celebrate, or you're actually also getting out there and celebrating and being more festive and, sociable. And then also with this Ace of Wands, this could be, if you haven't been feeling this way, it's like I'm getting for some of you got your spark back. You're feeling this energy and momentum again. It's interesting, I'm getting produced. So whatever you're wanting to get out and, do, whatever that is. And, like for example, like produce music. I mean, it's not limited. It was just, that was a keyword that was coming through. But again, positive energy, how, you're feeling positive. And also it's great because for the sign of Capricorn, Capricorns are very hardworking. So this is also positive because you might be seeking out more good times and letting, loose more, which is positive. So we have the second house, which is finances. We have the King of Wands and the Sun. So again, using that momentum, that energy, that drive to, bring things home or bring things on home. So in finances, I feel like this is a positive influence. And people might also be recognizing you for your efforts because the second house doesn't just mean finances. It also is worth, regarding self-worth. So I'm getting also this is positive in the sense that, again, you were feeling on top of the world. You're feeling positive. And yeah, some of this definitely could be from recognition from others. Your third house of communications, we have the Queen of Swords and Three of Pentacles. So when I first saw the Queen of Swords, not to say this is always about the Queen of Swords, and also just to clarify, the King of Wands, this could be, even though this is a male depicted in the card, it could be male or female. Just like this queen doesn't have to be a female, it could be male. But I was getting for some of you, this could be someone that you're having to deal with, possibly in your workplace, your field. And they could be someone, I forgot the wording that I was getting, because when I laid out the cards, sometimes it's hard because I don't want to pick up on stuff yet because otherwise I'll forget. And this is, I'll kind of try not to look at them. I'll just try to get into the reading and then get whatever intuitively is coming through. But I did kind of get this, like, bitch vibe in a sense, like, like maybe someone you're annoyed by or someone you're not wanting to deal with. But again, this could be communications, someone, you might have to lay down the law with, but it's in your field, your job, that kind of realm. And maybe, you're tired of this and you might just, be blunt and Typically, Capricorns are known for using tact within communications. However, you might just be, kind of sent over the edge, especially if you have all this positive vibe here. You're not wanting someone to kill your vibe. So again, take what resonates. For some of you, if there isn't like that type of person around you, I'm also hearing that for some of you, it's about like not letting certain things get to you anymore, like cutting it out. And maybe even you being more on this role, not of being annoying, but of being like, not a bitch, but sometimes people call someone who knows, what they want and who isn't willing to be afraid to say so, a bitch. So maybe you're like embodying this energy. You're like, no, this is how things need to be. This is how I want things done. Clear, and clear cut and direct. But again, take what resonates. So the 4th house of home family, we have Temperance and 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so for some of you might be wanting to move, and you're wanting, it could be for like a business deal or something regarding your business that you maybe want to move, but it might not be in the foreseeable future. It might be down the line. And I'm hearing brace yourself. So for some of you, like with this Temperance, because Temperance always is about patience and balance. So for some of you, and with the 7 of Pentacles, this is like what you're putting effort towards, but it's taking longer term. So for some of you, again, if you're wanting to move, it might just be a process because there's things that you're needing to still, work out the kinks. There's this patience that is being called for. But again, for some of you, it could be you're moving or wanting to move regarding business or your business. Okay, I'm also getting for some of you, you're wanting to put money away for something you're wanting in your future. So maybe you're trying to spend more mindfully because what you're wanting to build for, your future life, home, family. So this doesn't have to mean necessarily a home. Like maybe with, if you have a family or wanting a family, it's like you're wanting to be more mindful of your spending. You want to kind of save more because in the long run, you're wanting eventually to have certain things and you need to start preparing yourself and saving. Again, take what resonates. We have the 5th house dealing with casual romance, dating, creativity, children. You have the Tower and 8 of Wands. So I heard something like about being like something is looming over you and like, yeah, getting ready to crash and burn. And it could come out of nowhere. And it's interesting. This is interesting. I think this came out in the Sagittarius extended reading regarding a romance. So it's very interesting. So if you have Capricorn or Sagittarius in your chart, or if you're on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn, there might be messages for you in that reading you want to check out. I always do recommend checking out your Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, or if you're on a cusp. And it's interesting because I got a different message before, but this is like something looming over you. So, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Maybe it's just something like, because with the Tower card, ultimately whatever falls, whatever crumbles and destroys, then you could build on a solid ground. This because the Tower, it's like normally on shaky ground. And then the 8 of Wands is fast moving energy. And I'm getting also things happening so quick, they're done before you know it. So we'll have to look deeper into the extended about this energy, because if this is regarding, dating, there might be a situation if you are dating someone that, and maybe you knew that this person was wrong, and maybe it's going to crash and burn, it's going to be like over really quick, or there's some kind of change that's happening. And I keep getting like, I keep snapping my fingers and like, so just to let you know, like sometimes I'll get motions and Yeah, we'll have to look into that deeper. Because I was getting slightly different like messages or feelings than the Sagittarius reading, but for some of you it could be connected. Okay, so we'll look deeper in the extended. So then we have the 6th house, which is work, routine, health. You have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So a lot of air energy. Okay, again, this could be about that possible work situation with the Queen of Swords over here. I don't see the King of Swords. Otherwise, we would have the full court party of the, the swords. But yeah, I feel like for some of you, this could be something at work. There could be this communication that could come through that could be like the end of something. And the ending doesn't necessarily have to mean like an actual end to the job. It could just mean like if there was a certain situation that you're needing to cut out or weed out, needing to speak your truth on. And yeah, it could be causing you distress. So if, you know, your work is causing you distress, then it's also not affecting only your work life, but your health, because your 6th house of the zodiac isn't just work, it's also health as well. So you need to be mindful if you are in a job or there's something regarding your job that is causing you distress and it's causing, you know, your health and wellness to suffer. What do you need to do to make sure you're not suffering? To make sure your health is not suffering? Does that mean a different job? Does that mean you have to change with something within your job or what you're doing? Like, what can you do to change things? Okay, we have the 7th house of partnerships, marriage, relationships. You have Judgment, followed by the World. Wow. So the 2 majors, not only, but then you have Judgment, and the next card after Judgment is the World, completing what is called the Fool's Journey in the major arcana. So, like, for some of you could definitely be completing like a major karmic cycle within your romantic partnerships or partnerships in general and your dealings with people. And once you complete this, you're going to be able, like, look how, you know, I'm getting soaring, even though like she's not soaring in this card, but that was something I was definitely getting. And it's like you get to have a new beginning then, because you're wrapping up this karmic cycle. So keep moving forward and pushing forward, because that's a powerful beginning in your 7th house. Well, it's a powerful ending that is going to lead eventually to a beginning. We have the 8th house of sex, death, taxes, inheritances, other people's money, the occult. So we have the Knight of Cups, followed by the 9 of Swords. Okay. I'm getting about ending a delay. It's interesting because in this deck, the Knight of Cups, because knights don't have to be about a person, they can be about movement. And it's interesting because in this particular deck, the Knight of Cups is like, you know, ready to charge ahead. And in typical decks, the horse is just like on all fours. And then in this deck, the Knight of Wands is more like chill compared to the typical Knight of Wands that's like rushing in. So it's interesting, and what I'm getting with the end of delays. And it could be something that, you know, you were stuck in your head about for a while, gave you anxiety, caused you suffering. And however, like, I don't think it's something that you also need to do on your end, though. And I'm getting being cut off from the truth, but this is like more heart-centered, intuitive truth. Like that you can't just think your way out of, you know, like your intellect or, you know, in a mental capacity way. And I'm getting like finally freeing yourself. of these mental constructs. So for this death to happen, for this change to happen, especially with the, these karmic cycles that we talked about here in the 7th house, it's like you're having to take charge and make that step and honor yourself and your needs and making sure they're met. And for some of you, you're waiting too long for a resolution to come. But sometimes we don't always get a resolution with another person. Sometimes we just have to give that to ourselves. So you'll just have to take what resonates, since that's it's a collective reading. So there's not a way for me to hone into everyone's circumstances. However, if that resonates, take what does. So we have the 9th house of travel, education. We have the 6 of Cups followed by the Hanged Man. Okay, for some of you, this could be regarding travel, like if you're wanting to go see like an old friend or family members, past connections you've had for a while. But for whatever reason, it might not be the right time to go see them or go visit them. So yeah, it could be for some reason there's maybe a delay in getting to visit with them or see them. If this isn't regarding travel, okay, so for the education, sometimes what comes through a lot for me is like the school of life, meaning life lessons and things like education on that terms. So for some of you, this could be about, and I'm hearing something about not letting your hard work go to waste. So some of you maybe have had certain things you've been wanting to do for a while, certain dreams or hopes, even if maybe they were childhood dreams, or they just resonate with you on that level where you feel giddy again or feel like a kid. And again, this could be where the celebration is coming in, once you're embodying this energy. But so maybe this could even be where you've been and you're going to transition into this. Because remember what I said, this could be past, present, future energies. So for some of you might feel like in this period of pause because maybe you aren't feeling, right now I'm getting the word secure, even though like this isn't necessarily what this card is about, which, is fine. But you might need to get back to that childlike mentality and to have that childlike wonder, to have that curiosity, to feel, have that fun, whatever makes you, help you get out of your head. Because again, Capricorn is known to be a hardworking sign. So, you're trying to do, if you're all work and no play, you don't have balance there. So you might be called, you have to get back to this part of yourself to be in order to move forward. Because you're not in energetic alignment, because you could be working yourself to the bone. So take what resonates. And we have the 10th house, which is career. So we have 2 of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So some of you could be feeling blocked in your career. You have indecision. You're not sure what way to go. Maybe some of you have been on a certain path for a long time. It's what makes sense to you. But maybe you're not feeling like you're heading in the right direction anymore. Or if it's what you're wanting, or maybe it's, for some of you, could be content, but you could be bored. It's not really fulfillment. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm fine. And again, going back to that slow-moving energy of the Hangman, because Pentacle energy, it's grounded and it's stable. However, it's slower moving. But again, some of this energy is slower moving because you don't have this clarity. And for some of you, I got not having that drive. But again, we did get cards over here in your 1st and 2nd houses that did show your drive coming back or your enthusiasm coming back. But again, some of you need to get back to who you really are at your foundation and get back to that childlike wonder, you know, have some fun, you know, like have a balance of work and play. So now we're going to look at the 11th house. So friends, acquaintances, social interactions, dreams, hopes, aspirations. We have the 3 of Wands and the Death card. So the Death card is ultimately about change. So don't fear, you know, death. Don't fear the Reaper, because this isn't about physical death. It's about change. So for some of you, like with this, you know, 3 of Wands, waiting for your ship to come in. However, it's like, for some of you, I'm getting that this change you need to embody in this change within yourself, because maybe what you once wanted isn't what you want anymore. So you need to have that clarity on what it is you want. And again, some of that goes back to uncovering, going back to who you really are. And that's not to say like, you know, yeah, if you've outgrown certain ways and mentalities, but ultimately we do have certain things about us that never change. And it's like getting to your authentic true self, you know, before you were conditioned or programmed or, you know, jaded by the world. So I hope that makes sense. We have the 12th house, what's hidden, what's unknown, what we need to be aware of. We have the Emperor, followed by the 4 of Cups. So again, remember I talked about being discontent and bored? It's right here. And I, you know, these clarification cards, I didn't even see what they were until I'm, you know, showing you all. And so this, again, like you might be too much in this Emperor masculine energy, meaning masculine energy is very action oriented, very, you know, more rooted in the mind and logic. So again, you're not getting into your heart center. You're not open to receiving. You're not in your powers and intuition. So again, this is where, you know, you're like maybe conflicted because you're too much in your masculine energy. So you need a balance, because regardless of your male or female, we all have a feminine and masculine side, and you might be too much in your masculine side and you need to balance out. And once you do, and you get more, stepping more into also your feminine energy, and then you'll start getting to what it is you're really wanting and being open to receiving and doing things that, you know, connect to your heart and what you're really wanting. Okay, so we have the bonus card. We have the 6 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. Okay, so I'm getting for somebody, you could have cut ties with someone because there wasn't a give and take in the relationship. So whether that was a romantic relationship, this was a friend, this was a business partner, whoever this was, and this could even be more than one person. And this is where you need to remove the swords, and from your heart, you need to heal, and you need to move on and only spend your efforts and time and energy, you know, with people who are willing to have equal partnerships with you, equal give and take. And yeah, it's not going to always be 50-50. However, there's a definite difference. Sorry. With messages coming in fast, I try to speak it out as fast as I do, and then I stumble on my words. So anyways, yeah, there's a difference between like if you have people in your life who just always take from you and who are never, you know, giving towards you. That's like, obviously that's an indication, okay, like if they wouldn't do the same for me, and everyone has their different ways of how, you know, they give or show they care. So I'm not going to say that, you know, if you do, you know, like, again, things aren't always going to be equal. However, if someone only contacts you because they're needing something from you and it's constantly just take, and then that's not, again, that's not a connection you want to be in, whatever it is. So there might be some healing you need to do from these past, and knowing your worth and making sure you're not attracting. And that, again, this could be a part of this judgment and world, this closing of this cycle. Okay. And the bottom of the deck was 6 of Swords. So definitely moving away from the past and into the future. So where are you going, Capricorn? What are you moving away from, and what are you moving towards? Okay, and I'm getting, yeah, making sure you're leaving the indecision and doubt. Okay. So your blessing was a blessing on your love. So some of you do have a new love coming in. It might not happen right away because it didn't show in the 7th house. However, you know, because I think a lot of you had that closing of the cycles to do. Some of you, if you've already done this, then your love might be coming in sooner. But if for those of you who haven't completed the cycle, it's going to take longer. So it really depends where you are on that journey. However, like I said, in your 5th house of casual romance and dating, this person could take you by surprise. And that's kind of what came through in the extended Sagittarius reading was, you know, one little part of it was about like this this Tower and this 8 of Wands, like, you know, unexpected, out of, you know, like out of the blue, you know, surprise energy. And there's more details in, you know, the reading, because I can't remember all of them, but I just remember that was these 2 cards did come out in there. For some of you, if this isn't about a love relationship, it's about something that you love, doing something you love. Like I talked about with the, you know, the career or any aspect of your life, whatever you love, whatever is your passion, whatever is your joy, you know, getting back to this, you know, again, getting back to the 6 of Cups energy, you know, getting into this celebration energy. And I did ask for a clarification, and one card that did come up was a blessing on a new venture. So yeah, for some of you, definitely this love is about career, but for some of you, this is a love relationship. So again, take what resonates. And for some of you, it is both. It just, again, it might take some time to come into fruition because regarding the work, there wasn't too much new energy happening. There's things you still need to sort out. And again, for love, there were still things that need to be sorted out. So it's kind of like in the making. For your tea leaf reading cards, we have Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. So it's very interesting because you have the 6 of Swords and then you have the Carriage. So definitely a journey. And I'm hearing like it's been a journey, meaning that what you've been going through has, you know, taken a while to manifest. And again, for those of you who are wanting to travel and things are on pause right now, you know, it is showing journey is coming up. It's just maybe right now might not be the time. But yeah, it was interesting that the 6 of Swords, the Carriage, even when the blessing cards came out, one card that before I'd even started to shuffle, there was a blessing on your journey, but this wasn't the main blessing. But that was before I started shuffling. And then it was interesting. I saw this and the 6 of Swords. So definitely for some of you, the journey is highlighted. However, you know, the journey doesn't have to mean a physical journey. It could be like the journey that you were on in life and in your path. But again, for some of you, that is actually about a journey, but it could be on pause. We have Vase, Secret Admirer. So this could be this love coming in. Maybe someone has eyes for you and you don't even know. And this could be the shocking, like out of nowhere that comes in fast. And before you know it, you're already in a relationship and you're like, wait, how did this happen? But this person has had eyes for you and maybe you just haven't taken notice or didn't realize it. We have the Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. So this came out in the Sagittarius reading as well. So again, if you have Sagittarius in your chart, you'll want to check it out. So a lot hangs in the balance because it's up to you and your free will choice. Do you want to close out these romantic cycles? You know, do you want to move forward with your career? Do you want to balance your feminine, masculine energies? So there's a lot here that's kind of left to be decided. So that's, you know, interesting the Grasshopper came out. But ultimately, you do have the card of happiness that came out, which is very beautiful. So that is your reading, Capricorn. And I will be doing the extended, and we're going to go deeper with the Gilded Tarot cards, as well as use the Heal Yourself Oracle cards, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins, Angel Answers, and the Romance Angels. And if you like this video, if it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, The Magical Maven, as well as follow me on Instagram, The Magical Maven. And I thank you all for watching. I send you love and light. Bye.